With the mission to keep as many men on as many guns for as long as possible, we called him Doc. Welcome to Combat Vet Vision. And now your host, Aaron Chief Seabird.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Combat Vet Vision. This is a place where I get to tell my story, a lot of the story, which is how I, as a combat vet, am dealing with life, how I dealt with it while I was in combat, how 3 times to combat myself. But it's also a place where other vets get to tell their story. This is a place where opinions are made, situations that are real to how life is being led and put into a category and maybe drawing some really cool conclusions to life's issues, and helping veterans out, helping combat vets out especially, and also educating the public out there and helping somebody that might be really dealing with some stuff. But these are discussion based deals, and I got my good buddy on today, Mike DeLeon. He also is working on his nonprofit Recon Chief. We're going to talk about some of these things. But Mike, hey, welcome, fellow chief. This is what's kind of cool, getting 2 chiefs together.
Buddy.
Hey, and in case, for those of you that don't know, a chief's mess is actually considered when 2 chiefs are together talking at the same time. That's actually a chief's mess. 2 or more chiefs together really forms a mess. And why is that so significant? Just because a lot of times our sailors are told to ask the chief. And why does that work so well? Because we utilize and lean on our brothers and sisters so well in the community of the chiefs that really kind of form this really kind of cool untold bond of communication and knowledge, and it allows us to really inform those that really want the information to thrive. So it's really good. Hey, Mike, great to have you on today. You're actually coming to us from Camp Pendleton, and this is what we're going to talk about, some really cool stories on some programs that are out there. Obviously, Recon Chief is in the works of becoming a nonprofit organization that's really going to do some incredible things. So, hey, we'll start with the fact that you're on Camp Pendleton. You moved into housing. You're renting because you're a retired Navy chief, and because you're a retiree. Even those that have the 100% disability and have the ability to get the retirement, the other ID, you're allowed to kind of come in and rent housing, because if it's not full, then it's available, and now it's being available to our veterans that have served our country and retired.
Absolutely, Chief. Hey, so Mike DeLeon, Recon Chief, operated here, running a nonprofit down here in Southern California, and just like what Chief Aaron was saying, a company named the Liberty Military Housing just took over the different housing villages and districts here on Camp Pendleton base. And the homes in Camp Pendleton, they vary by community, anywhere from 1 bedroom to 5 bedroom, surprisingly. It can ensure that you and your family will have a pretty good space. They're pretty energy efficient. They come with fully applianced homes, have a patio, just like you see back here. I'm sitting in my own patio right now. All the rooms are pretty spacious. You got skylights, balcony seating, you name it. The homes are fully equipped. If you're in any military housing or Navy housing in the past, you know that they do all the maintenance. You don't pay electric, you don't pay gas, you don't pay water. So all that comes with the rental fee, just like you were back in the military. So when you live at Camp Pendleton, you basically have exclusive access to everything on the base that you had before. Like the amenities, your lifestyle is always in their mind. So if you're a resident, you can do fitness, entertainment. There's a galley you can even take advantage of, and there's the cool thing about this housing is it's not just retirees. Actually, they opened it up to veterans, whether you have disability or not. So it's actually an excellent program for anyone who is going through any kind of post-military depression, working on their mental health, or just PTSD, where you just need to be around more military. This is your safety net right here. If you want to come back, you are welcome to come back, as long as you're a veteran, you have an ID card to do it. the restrictions or the requirements are not as stringent as it is out in town in the civilian sector. And on top of that, I can't really give out or any of the what the prices cost here, but it's significantly cheaper than out in town. I'll just give you a ballpark. Just to live in Oceanside, California, in a 4-bedroom house with 2-car garage, you're looking at about between $45,000 to $5,000 a month. That's unheard of in America. But California, they're gonna get you. Come back on base as a veteran, you're gonna make out like a bandit. Um, Here, like for me, the reason why I chose this place is to maintain my health and wellness, have a better routine, the safety, you know. Um, and any of you know about Camp Pendleton, you can go outside, enjoy court basketball, tennis, soccer, and even take advantage of what California has to offer, like the beach. We have Del Mar Beach, we have San Onofre Beach resorts. We're our own resorts at this big. I mean, you can't really say no to almost free. Um, they got everything at the beach. You can camp, get your RV. Matter of fact, I stayed in our RV for 2 weeks on the beach, just waiting for our housing to open up for us. And and it was good. You barbecue, you can have, even if you want to do one day at the beach, you can go there for free and just have a good family party. It's they also offer cottages and camping grounds. This base has everything. So if you're Marine or Navy, you've been stationed here, you already know what I'm talking about. So imagine that being offered right back to you as a veteran. I mean, you can't. It's a no-brainer.
No, that's good stuff. And that's definitely in my stomping grounds. I served in multiple commands at Camp Pendleton, to include 3-5, 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines, which I did three deployments with them, basically TAD and access to the MIT team. But just being able to enjoy those amenities in Camp Pendleton is the last ditch effort of Southern California. That's still wild territory. I mean, you get to drive through some of that area. It's super beautiful. It's not all houses and buildings, but to the left, to the right, and to the east, you got nothing but a bunch of buildings and so on and so forth. So take advantage of that nice wilderness look. That's a great place. 25 square miles. I mean, Camp Pendleton's a really beautiful place. 25 square miles. It's the largest gated base in America. So really cool stuff. But hey, well, that's that's the base part. But there's training areas that might be bigger than that. But for sure.
I just want to touch on one word, just to re-emphasize what I meant. A lot of our veterans that are going through PTSD, there's organizations out there like Recon Chief, the Warrior Belt Foundation, PTSD Foundation of America. I mean, they're all over America, and some are in other countries as well. But that safety net is important. And just being here this past month, I don't really have any major case of PTSD, but I just feel like I'm back where I belong, as it is. So my neighbors next door, Navy, 2 downs there, another Navy guy. I'm not back in the military, but I feel like this is where my comfort zone was for 25 years in the military. This is it. This is safe for me. Probably prevent me from having any of those, post-military issues. So this is definitely a safety net, and I'm gonna keep on publicizing this until we get as many people back on base and hopefully other bases in America will start doing the same thing and follow suit. And so
yeah, I think it's other bases in America, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
but
I checked.
I remember you talk. Yeah, when you were talking to me, the other day, you were saying how it feels good. Like if you want to run in the middle of the night, you could go for a run, and you're not going to get, you're not going to have this unsafe feeling, or you're going to go to the parks, and they're going to be, well maintained, well set up, and you're just not going to run into a lot of the problems that society is really starting to really have to deal with. And I think that's a huge. You don't really think of it like that. When you're in the service, you're like, hey, I want to get out of base and go do my own thing, and maybe, do an investment, buy a home and do all these things is really cool. But now things are getting so expensive, get rid of the investment, put some money in your pocket, come on base and live the life, enjoy it, and less commute, all the other things that you need to stores, to everything, to traffic.
Oh yeah.
Now traffic could get a little crazy.
It's hard to really like explain to you how it feels, but like I said, like you're saying, this the safety of our children. Like people don't let their kids go outside and play anymore. But the crazy thing is, last weekend there was like 20 kids playing Nerf football right in front of like right here on the grass, and I was like, "Whoa, I want to play," And you don't do that because people gotta, in LA and sometimes parts of San Diego and Riverside, you can duck and cover because you might have a bullet flying across the thing, when the sun goes down, and that's not cool. At least over here, everyone feels safe, and that's what I love about this program. They really delivered by doing this for the veterans and retirees. Yeah.
Well, good, man. I'm glad you took care you took advantage of that program. And it was a really cool program to talk about and why that's important. There's a lot of, guys that maybe feel like, the military is kind of still like a trigger to you. But for those that really can really take advantage of it, get in there and do it, and figure it out. But hey, Mike's been around for a long time. He's really helped me out in a lot of directions. I think I've known you now a good 5 years, 5 years or so.
Well,
And I met him in Vegas to the Mint 400 race that we were doing, and he come out and spent some time with the Warrior Bill Foundation and in the desert. The connection with Wesley Del Santos and stuff like that is really cool because not only does this reinforce the help and support that is out there, but it kind of put us together. And you're heavily involved with, you've been heavily involved with a lot of things. And let's talk a little bit about this awesome thing that you did that's in post production now for uh who was doing it?
Preston.
What's that?
His name is John Preston.
That's it, John Presley, a Marine that
No, John
carried the weight.
Preston.
John Preston. Yeah, John Preston. And you spent a lot of time doing this film. You're part of the film, military film deal. And talk a little bit about that. What that program was, why it was so important for him to do this mission, and it's waiting for post production to be finished, and that's going to be a really cool piece and part.
It's presumed to be a 90-minute film that's going to appear in theaters. It was the main characters is John Preston and his family that hiked with him, and the reason he's a former Marine. Him and his brother Michael Preston, they joined the Marines together and they got out. They're kind of like battle buddies. And Michael went to the police force and John went to the fire department. Anyways, the PTSD and the depression got the best of his brother, and he had to take his life. And so John decided to, on the day his brother passed, 1 year later or so, he decided to do a hike from Palo Alto, which is in Northern California near San Francisco, and conduct the hike carrying the weight of his brother's gear in a ruck, which is right about 50 pounds ish. And all his marine gear was in there, and he hiked 625 USS Midway in San Diego, and asked us to help document and do all the content, collection and data collection, and do the hike and visit every city and town and mayors and just come in strong at every big city along the way. And so that took about 28 to 29 days to do. I was the transportation department on the producer, as an assistant producer. We had cameras on my truck, and we literally followed him at like 2 to 3 or 4 miles per hour. Imagine following a crew of hikers on the road for 28 days, it's gonna you start thinking about things, and we're all in it together. We're all hiking together, whether I was driving or not, or hiking. We're all in there together for a reason, and the reason was to support PTSD, anti-suicide, post-traumatic stress from post-military, post-war, and just educational parts that we set into place, and doing small little micro events at every major town, and getting with every fire department that we can get our crew into. We would touch them, speak, they would sign the banners and everything. And so there's a lot of things going on during this documentary, including the real heart to heart talks that we had after the hike was finished every day. We'd go in the RV, and sometimes we'd be crying and talking about our past military or people we've lost in the military and so forth. And it's just really heartfelt. Like everything was just like down to earth and real, like documentaries are, right? And, and we captured the majority of it. I'd say 99% of it was captured on film. And so the content, the amount of content takes a while. So post production is taking a while, and how money and all that plays a big part in post production. But the content is unstoppable. There's a lot of content, and so we finished off at the USS Midway, and the San Diego, welcomed us all there, and had a big finale party on the Midway inside with pin-up girls from Las Vegas, and a show and concert, people singing, and just name it, food and drinks and beverages, and just a lot of people, friends in military and past, and everything was there. It was a big giant party. But John Preston is doing other things, and he's helping with another movie that's coming out at the GI Film Festival this week on Friday. It's going to be premiered. So if you want me to talk about that, I kind of talk about that a bit.
Yeah, the film festival, and a lot of people may not know, and I know you haven't been, but you're actually I think you're planning on to attend. But the military film festival is every year at this time, and so it's kicking off. Obviously a lot of these guys that because you work with and do a lot of things you've done in the past, but you're going to head over there, and Jason Dunham, my Sergeant Major Templeton at Wounded Warrior Battalion West served with Dunham, and it was kind of a really big deal when he passed, and just a lot of really crazy things. He put his helmet on a grenade and then laid over it and took the brunt of it and saved a lot of his guys. Medal of Honor winner, after being killed, but still, his story is going to be told, and it's cool. It's actually called The Gift, and it's coming out on Friday, and I think you're going to go to it. So go ahead, yeah, talk about that. That's really going to be cool.
I mean, I don't know the details of the story, but as far as filming it, they spent quite a bit of time, around his family, in the Midwest, and they did a lot of the same people who were conducting the videography and filmography for 22 and You, which was the documentary for John Preston. The same crew was doing the one for Jason Dunham, and so that was underway last year, 2021 and 2022. So it took them a little while to film that one as well. But the premiere is going to come out, his whole entire story. I mean, I haven't looked up any major details on how that movie was produced, but you can view the 22 and You on 22andyou.net or .doc, and then all social media and IMDb. The Gift is also, they have a premiere, like a short 2-minute premiere on YouTube. You can look that up. Other than that, I mean, they get really deep into his family values and the culture that he grew up through and in the military. So
yeah, where's the military film festival at?
So it's GI Film Festival. It's down here in San Diego, California. Started today, matter of fact. Every day there's 3 to 5 premieres of different GI productions going through. Some are just art, some are music, and some are actually short films. So the gift is going to be like the finale, or what do you call it? Save the best for last kind of thing, on Friday. So that will be premiered on Friday evening down here in San Diego. You can look up GI Film Festival um, online, all social media outlets. You'll see it.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. And just to give you an idea, I mean, I'm looking to have John Preston on my podcast because of you in the near future, probably in about a month. He's been super busy. He's doing a lot of really incredible things. But some of the other guys that you've actually introduced me to, a lot of times you come across these guys that and Paul Abney being one, Master Chief aboard the USS Cole, one of two Master Chiefs at the time. He was acting Master Chief, but the other Master Chief came on deck, and Hiram Murray had him. A veteran, and getting involved in the film festival stuff, and starring with Dolph Lundgren in a couple of movies and stuff like that. So I mean, these are all veterans that are starting to maybe show appearances, and they're going to be maybe widely known in the future in a lot of ways. But these are guys that are coming on and telling their stories, and they all have a story. They all have something, whether it's law enforcement to and how they're dealing with life, what direction they're going in, different things. And so go ahead and check out some of those other podcasts if you want more information on it. But yeah, you can check out some of those stories. Are pretty awesome stories. And thanks, Mike, for that, because you bring a lot to the table with just a lot of directions, a lot of passion you have to help and support me in my mission. But on top of that, Recon Chief, and then obviously helping Warrior Built Foundation and PTSD Foundation of America in ways that people may not understand. And I know I talk about those the most because that's what I'm involved with. But it's like Recon Chief, his organization that's getting ready to kick off. I get to see that develop and move in a cool direction. There's other guys that have started podcasts because of this podcast that it's really cool to see where those are branching out and what those are becoming. So there's a lot of people involved and amazing things that come together. And it's because we know each other that a lot of this has happened. So I really appreciate your friendship, and you just popping on when stuff kicks off, and we could talk about some cool things that are going on in life and how we can better help each other.
Yeah. Speaking of some of those people I brought on, we don't forget we meant to mention. I don't want to forget to mention Jesse Iwuji. He's a professional NASCAR driver. We had him on that vision a while back, and he's getting into drifting and supporting like kids racing, and he's just doing a lot of stuff in the racing industry. And so Recon Chief we're surrounding racing and with our veterans, just like the Warrior Build, but we do the cars, and so we get cars that are donated and we fix them up and get the veterans on the racetrack. And Jesse Woodju is really cool about that because he's like, hey, it's all about racing. So
yeah, I still got to get him on. I haven't had him on yet.
Oh, that's right. I made a mistake. We are going to get him on, especially when he hears this. But yeah, he's been around the world, and he's currently an active reservist officer, in the Navy, U.S. Navy, and so he's doing really cool things in the racing world, and it's very inspiring for veterans, especially the ones that never knew who he was and what he does. But people, when they find out about him, they're like, "Oh man, that's my man," because he's military, and we mess with the military. We're good, we're brothers. Yeah. So in the near future, we'll get him on podcast, and it's gonna be an awesome talk because I'm gonna be I want to be on there too, with him. you know.
And we might be able to make that happen, and it'd be great, man. Maybe I could do that because there's a place for 3 people on here at a time, but we definitely want to hear him talk. But you could steer him in a lot of directions with me, and we'll do that. I think that'd be awesome. And maybe John Preston will do the same. It'd be kind of cool. Because you were on the journey, and that's really going to be a cool epic story. But yeah, man, it's always great to have you on. We're going to take a quick break because I got the PSA message from the VA. I get to pick some of these messages. There's a lot of them. Brian Colburn, who produces my show, Combat Vet Vision, and he's sitchradio.com. He's like, hey, you need to pick some of these PSAs. So we're going to drop a PSA, and we'll be right back with you. Thanks.
All right. Here, standing by.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Do you serve in the military? If so, you can obtain a free lifetime pass to more than 2,000 federal recreation sites. These sites are located across more than 400 million acres of public lands, including national parks, wildlife refuges, and forests. The lands host activities to fit any lifestyle: hiking, biking, fishing, camping, and much more. Gold Star families are also eligible for these free lifetime passes. Plus, they cover entrance fees for a driver and all passengers in a car, or up to 3 additional adults at sites that charge per person. Obtaining one is easy. Just go to the National Park Service website, nps.gov, or the National Park Service.
All right, we're back.
Wow.
Hey, yeah, nps.gov. I was actually writing that down. I need to get my Parks and Recreation pass. That's going to be a really good piece of gear. But yeah, Mike, hey, feel free to fill in any other things that you might want to say, and let's talk about any other things that you might want to say, and then if somebody wants to get a hold of you, they definitely can do it through the show. So if you forget, hey, you remember this guy wearing a hat living on Camp Pendleton, yeah, I'll be able to get you a hold of Mike DeLeon. But he'll give his information out too. So we'll go that route.
Yeah. There's a lot of different things I can show, but I want to make the last part of this, and I kind of like this is like a surprise for your show, but I wanted to do a show and tell, and show and tell is not too apparent when it comes to like military things, but I have collected some pretty cool items in the past, in the last couple of years, gifted to me. If you're all familiar with like challenge coins, right? So I just wanted to show like the progression of how challenge coins started small, and then they got a little bit bigger, and then they get bigger and bigger. And now they're like super big. So if you're not familiar with challenge coins, here's one for 2022. It's a rim pack back in Hawaii. So every 2 years on even years, right? 22, 2020, 2022. So next year, 2024, they'll have another rim pack. So rim pack is the rim of the Pacific, when all the Navy ships come together and have a war, and whoever survives, whoever dies. And we go against about 32 other countries. And so I went out there in 2022 and got me my coin. You can only buy them in Hawaii, because that's where rim pack starts, in Hawaii. And so that was one.
Hey, before you go on with that, just give people the idea of what challenge coins really kind of represent in a lot of ways. Historically, these coins were given in lieu. Not everything qualifies for an award, but there's some guys doing some incredible things, and usually it's somebody a higher ranking, or usually the commanding officer or the sergeant major says, hey, you know what, I'm gonna give a challenge coin, and it's up in front of everybody, and it's kind of like because they're going to give a demonstration on something, or really have a high speed knowledge on something, or really do some incredible things, and it gives you like this ability to kind of have a challenge coin. So after a while, it became super important that everybody had challenge coins in some way, shape, or form, and they kind of identify a lot of different entities or spaces that we've been, or things that we've done. And so you can buy challenge coins, but you always got to keep one on you, because when you go to the clubs or the bars or whatever, if someone decides to drop a challenge coin, this is very dangerous. It's a very dangerous procedure. If you drop a challenge coin on the table, everybody's supposed to be able to pull a challenge coin out. And if they don't have a challenge coin, then they're obviously stuck with a bill on buying drinks.
Cheers.
So you want to make sure you got a challenge coin somewhat handy somewhere somehow, because and this is my Purple Heart challenge coin. And then I'm gonna let Mike continue, because I think this is really cool. This is kind of a history lesson, and it's cool. This is my Purple Heart challenge coin, given to me by Laura Dietz, actually, which is kind of cool. She actually is doing a lot of really incredible things for the Iwo Jima Memorial, trying to get that on Camp Pendleton. You'll be seeing that hopefully soon. A memorial of the same memorial that's in Washington, D.C. coming. It's better than a challenge coin, but it's coming to Camp Pendleton. It's supposed to be this whole thing. But yeah, go ahead and continue with the challenge coin. That's a little bit of history behind it, just like I gave you the history about the Chiefs, kind of Chiefs mess. We're in it. So welcome to the history lesson.
Let me do a quick 10-second sea story. I walked into a bar in Japan and I did not have a challenge coin, and my bill, I had to pay about $340.
Nice.
Made a mistake in Hawaii by walking into the Chiefs mess with a hat on, with a cover on.
Yeah, that's another big disqualifier.
All right, it totally disqualified. But all right, so a basic challenge coin, which could be colorful and very meaningful, like Chiefs Siebert's Purple Heart. This is the Rimpak coin. See, it's very small, very regular, and then this actually emerges into a more productive looking coin where it signifies something meaningful, like to the person's like unit or status, right? So if you look at this one is like embossed. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's 3-dimensional, raised. It's got
spin
a
it
lot
around. This is the coin you don't want to challenge somebody with at the bar. When you spin it around, it has this on the back of it. So that's a goat. Y'all know what goat stands for, right? So you don't want to mess with a chief with this one in the bar. But if you do want to mess with the chief, then you're going to bring this crazy coin like this. This is a Hawaiian kind of like fish hook thing, but this is also from Rimpak.
Oh yeah.
It's changed. The structure has changed now. It's not so much of a coin, but it's definitely metal. All right. So this is from Hawaii, from Rimpak 2021 or 2020. Sorry.
Nice.
2022 secondary coin, because people wanted to challenge each other all the time. They came up with this one. And this is like a weapon in Hawaii warriors. The Hawaiian warriors have a weapon.
Spearhead.
And when you get out of the unit you're in Hawaii, they usually they gift you like a plaque, and it's made of wood. So this is like a makeshift
replica. Replica. Yeah.
Coin. All right, so they're all about the same size, coin size, right? In the last year or so, coins start getting really big, and so this one is from CPO Pride Day in San Diego. So you see how big this one is, and it's actually see-through. There's a little window. So this is like a door. This is the door entrance to the Chiefs mess. So you gotta open the door.
The hatch.
Yeah. Chiefs Creed on the back. The whole entire Chiefs Creed is on the back.
Nice.
It's like hardcore. And this emerges into people trying to like get one over on each other. So now I have some chief or senior chief or master chief wants to beat this guy and bust out with something like this. So this.
Yeah, and when you talk about the military, there are guns involved.
Yes, but this coin is spectacular. I mean,
that's very nice looking.
But I always buzz this one out because it's much nicer and much golder. But this is my Hawaiian sea turtle. This is my famous coin.
Nice.
There was only a couple hundred in circulation, but I have the last bundle.
Wow.
It's very heavy. And then lately, last CPO Pride Day in San Diego, I was gifted one of these. This is a little bit bigger than my turtle, but
And that's like a Navy chief with a a goat with a goat hat, with the horns, holding on to a plank, if I'm not mistaken, a ship plank.
Yep, and a vessel.
And a vessel.
And then you can see the back of the vessel too. See that?
Oh yeah.
So
and the fouled anchor.
Fouled right. And they just they're getting bigger. Now they're becoming like little. Oh, I can't wait till
the craftsmanship that has taken over the arts, the arts the artistic value that's going into these things is absolutely incredible. And there's thousands and thousands and thousands of these things now. It's way more. When I first came in, it was very lucrative as far as like getting a challenge coin. And I think my very first coin was the USS Cleveland coin. But that was back in 93, I think I might have seen, or 94. It's my first coin. So it's cool. And to give you an idea, I did a rim pack back with when I was with Med Battalion, and we were on a deployment with we were on
one of those ships,
the 11th MEU, the Cleveland, the Harpers Ferry, and the Essex. So it was a great float, and we did a lot of stuff. Hung out in Hawaii, up by one of the observatories on one of the bases, and I can't pronounce that base, but it had Quonset huts, so it was really cool. But you got to do a lot of really cool things in the military, and you never know what they're going to look like. But Mike, thanks a lot, man. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, feel free. Is there anything else you want to say, and give them how they get a hold of you?
You can get me on Facebook. I have a special Facebook page, Recon Chief Inc. On Instagram, same thing, Recon _Chief _Inc. I have a YouTube channel coming up pretty soon, so I'm going to be capturing quite a bit of events and little activities that I'm going to be doing with a lot of veterans. And I don't have my website fully built, but it is coming. It's going to be a .org, nonprofit style. So yeah, you can reach me on pretty much any social media outlet. If you just type in Recon Chief Inc., then you'll find me. Other than that, if you want to see me in person down here in San Diego, and sometimes if I have time, I would go to Hawaii. During the Chiefs induction, aka initiation, every year, I'm part of the Enlisted Leadership Foundation, and down here in San Diego, it's a nonprofit as well. They're the ones that are in charge of CPO Pride Day, and if you're a chief, senior chief, or master chief, retired or active duty, reserve, you're welcome to come down and have a whole day at the beach with us, doing the CPO Pride marching and judging, and a lot of food and drinks and just camaraderie. And you can pick up coins and shirts and lots of paraphernalia from Chiefs.
Memorabilia.
Yeah, memorabilia from just the Chiefs organizations, like all over, including all the commands down here in San Diego and North County. So yeah, every year I still partake in that, and like I said, once you're a chief, you're always a chief, and it doesn't ever leave your system. And I'm part of that system.
Well, thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Having you on here with me. This is cool. It's two chiefs together. You're in the chief's mess. You get to kind of experience kind of some a little bit of knowledge passing down, some really cool things, some thoughts that I haven't thought about in a while. But hey, this is a really cool platform, and I'm lucky to have Brian Colburn and Stitch Radio that runs and manages and produces my show. And I have some awesome people that help support that. My wife, Vika, who does all my graphics, so many other cool things. So, hey, until next time, this is Aaron Siebert signing off. Strength and honor, out.